Hi, in this video we will continue working on events, and more specifically we're going to see a different event, the onClick event. So the use case here is when a button is clicked, then we will change its text and color of text. And here's a URL for more information on the onClick event. Now in the previous video we explained the process of form handling conceptually and technically, and explained in more detail what events are. Now we're gonna go straight to our editor, and this is where we were in the previous exercise, where we covered the onload event. Now essentially what we said, I'm gonna first make a button, and for that we need to use the input tag and specify the attribute type to button. Now if I would save this file and check my browser, well, you can see that here is my button. Right here is my button. If I click it, nothing happens, and as you can see, the onload message has also disappeared, although the code, the function, the JavaScript function is right here. Since I removed the onload event, or technically speaking the attribute of the body tag, I'm not going to see this message. Now in order to make it somewhat more user friendly, I'm going to add the attribute value, and I'm going to specify it as test. So if I save the file and refresh the page, now you can see that the button has the text test, and you do that by using the value attribute. Now as you can see, if I click on it, nothing happens. As I've also specified in my previous series, I'm also gonna use the ID attribute and there put the value test button. Now as we mentioned, we want to do something when the user clicks the button, so therefore we need to use the onClick event. And just to link it to the previous exercise, as you can see, well, if I specify nothing, so I'm going to specify nothing right here, and I'm going to refresh the page, and obviously if I click on it, nothing happens. Now see what happens if I would take this name of the function and put it in the onClick attribute. So as you can see here, I specify that when the user clicks the button, then execute the commands which are encapsulated, which are included in this function. So what I expect to happen is that when a user clicks the event, then this function is executed, and this function essentially has this alert message. So I'm going to save the page, refresh, and as you can see now, if I click the button, I get this message. Now that's not what I wanted. As you remember, I wanted to change the texts let us review what we want to do. So we wanted to change its text and the color of the text. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna this line 8, I'm gonna have it as a comment, and then I'm also gonna change the name of the function to have something more descriptive. So do on click. I also need obviously to specify the same name. So this name right here and this name right here of the function needs obviously to match. Now in order to change the text of the button, we need to use the document object, and since we specified the ID, we need to use the method getElementById and then specify the same ID of the tag that we want to change. So we use the document object, the getElementById method, and we specify as value the ID of the button. Now the next one is to choose the value property and then change the text to OK tested. So once once the user clicks the button, the text, in other words the value attribute of the tag, is going to change from test to OK tested. So let's see whether this works. I'm going to save the web page, move back to the browser, refresh the browser. Now what I expect to happen is when I click the button, I'm not going to see any message anymore, since that is commented right here. It's a comment, and what I expect is the value of the button, in other words the text of the button, to change from test to OK tested. So let's see if that happens. And indeed, when I click on it, the text changed from test to OK tested. Now we can do something more as well. So we can also change the color of the text. And again, in order to access this specific tag, we need to use the document object, getElementById, and then specify the style and color, say into red. So we're going to change the text color from black to red. So I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see now, it changes back to its original value, which is test. So what I expect to happen is when I click on it, the on-click event is triggered. Therefore, this function is initialized, and this function essentially will change the text of the button to OK tested, and it's going to change the color of the text into red. So let's see if that happens. And as you can see, as soon as I click on the button, I get the text changed and its color changed. So with this video, we demonstrated the on-click event and some more things, some more dynamic properties of JavaScript. So essentially, you can start choosing the attributes of a certain tag. Now, for the assignment for this video, I would like you to do the following. When a button is clicked, check if its text is test, and then change its text into OK tested. This is more or less what we did, but the extension is if its text is something else, then change its text into OK tested twice. And also change the button's background color to black and its text into white color. So this is the assignment that we're going to solve in the next video. So essentially, the next video, by solving the assignment which was just mentioned, we're going to look at the conditional statement in JavaScript, in other words the if-else statement. It's also going to provide us the solution to the previous assignment. But all of that till the next video.